What's up? What's up? What's up? What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Volcano. And I got some dopeness I need to talk to y'all about. First and foremost, welcome to Volcano Tech, Health, and Audio, where we get it in talking about tech, health, and of course, audio. And this time we're going to be talking about audio. Why? Because it's going to be a big music journey that we diving on. Because guess what's going on right now? It's civil war. It's civil war, baby. It's going down. You got all kind of battles and stuff going on left and right. You got Chris Brown versus Quavo. You got Drake versus Rick Ross. Future, Metro Boomin. Kendrick Lamar is the front runner right now. Clap it up, y'all, because it is live. It is straight up legitimately live right now. And also, we got so much music coming out from left and right. So many artists bringing out so many things. It's some great stuff happening for hip-hop at the moment. I'm excited to the mug. No, I'm not about to play the songs and do the reactions because I feel like the time has passed. I do want to reenact the time frame that I actually did, so that might be something you end up seeing. Just letting you know. But I want to say right now, we're at a point today. Just this morning, Kendrick released his second diss track in pure, proper fashion, like he should have done. Because looking at it, what happened was Drake went and dropped his song out there, and then he came back and wanted to decide to drop a second one to try to bait Kendrick and bring him out. And what he do that for? He awoke the beast. He brought out the dragon. Kendrick Lamar finally goes ahead and brings up his song. And then after that, the song is called Euphoria. Let me get into all the craziness about that. And then after that, he comes back with another one called 616 just this morning. And man, is it dope. Yes, it is. Man, it is dope. Let me say, okay, so just to put it in perspective, I am properly a Kendrick Lamar fan. I dig Drake. He does have a couple songs and everything that I can say that I do bop to and vibe to. If I'm drunk in the club, I can listen to his music. I'm not going to say that Drake is a go-to artist that I'm going to pick up and listen to every last one of his albums. But don't take that as me being biased, because I think Drake has had some dope songs. He's had some dope features. He's had some dope verses. So he's got some dope albums. So I'm not going to consider Drake as like a dud or a wash or a person that I don't really care to listen to. I like Drake. I dig Drake. But I am more of a Kendrick Lamar fan because I feel like Kendrick Lamar is more of a pure artist when it comes down to the stuff that he makes. It's like the Mike Jackson versus Prince. Mike Jackson did make great poppy music, or make great popular music that was taken by the masses. But you got to understand, Prince was probably the better entertainer. Why? Because Prince played the instruments. He played the drums, he played the guitar, he played piano, he could sing, he could dance, he could dress up like a chick and still pull all the chicks in the planet and nobody questioned his sexuality. I mean, it's Prince. But, so you're seeing somewhat of the difference. I told somebody right now you're looking at is basically a battle between a preacher and a player. You got the preacher is the one that actually wants you to be better and wants to tell you to be better and tell you to do good and tell you to pray and tell you to be blessed and all the rest of these things. Where you got the other person that's like, yo, I'm about to get out here and have some fun. Let's drink. Let's mess with these hoes. And then you get it. You see what I'm saying? So you got these two types of mentality going at it. You want to know my opinion as far as for who's winning? Of course, I am going to say Kendrick Lamar. Not only am I going to say, I'm not just saying Kendrick Lamar because of the fact that I'm a fan of his music. I'm saying Kendrick Lamar because the actual two disses that came out, you got to weigh exactly what was being said and how much ground was being covered. Drake came, okay, so Like That comes out. Kendrick takes his jab. Bump the big three, it's just big me. which is reminiscent of the Control verse when he said, like, look, I'm going for the crown, I'm coming for all of you. You know what I'm saying? And named off every last person as he properly should. Now, when it comes down to this one here, Like That drops. Drake responds with push-ups. Push-ups. What did he say? You short, your feet little. I had to stoop down to talk to you, and it basically, if it comes down, Top Dog gonna make you do the song, and you gotta drop and give him 50, which means you gotta give up 50% or whatever you're doing. The messed up part is, notice how my head kind of rocked back and forth, because that's the way it seemed like he was saying it when he said it. He said, don't make me mess around and break a nail. Okay. Okay. Like that's basically the way that comes off. Kendrick releases Euphoria. Now let me backpedal, because there was something in the middle of that. There's the song that Drake did with the AI version of Tupac voice. Now, here's the thing. There's another artist out here right now made a complete album sounding like Tupac. I like the album because it sounds a whole lot like Tupac. Even the rap scheme and the way he says the things and the stuff that he's talking about sounds a whole lot like it, so I respect it. I almost teared up because I thought I was still listening to my mans that I know have been gone and I know it had affected me. But then here comes in the midst of that, you got Drizzy. And he's still using the Drizzy tone and the Drizzy sound and the Drizzy cadence and all the rest of that stuff, but it's Pac's voice. Now, when I first heard this stuff, I was like, man, turn this AR bull crap off. I don't want to hear this. Like, I thought somebody had made it up and put it out there as if Drake did it. Or, you know, that like it was a Drake diss. And so the minute I heard Pac's voice, I'm like, man, turn it off. I don't want to hear this. Then it comes up like there's allegations saying that Drake is about to be sued for the song. And I had to go back like, whoa, wait a minute. Drake actually made that? That was Drake that did this? It wasn't AI, it was Drake. Yes, it turns out it was actually Drake that did this. So now, I go back and actually give it a listen. And then I think to myself, I get it. I see what he's trying to do, but I'm having a hard time rocking with it. You know, and I'm not feeling the scheme of what he's trying to do with it. Not just because he used AI, it's just more like, man, if you're going to use that, use it in a much smoother manner. You know what I'm saying? And I think I can say that because I'm looking at somebody that was doing it properly prior to Drake coming in doing it in a very gross kind of manner. And so I didn't like it. And so I really don't even, I forget the name of it because I really don't even like to reference it, because I really like listened to it one time and I was like, I really don't like this. So I left it alone. But then here comes Euphoria. When I say that I lit up, when I can say that my mouth dropped, when I can say that I heard so much being said that you didn't know what was coming next, he covered the full spectrum of dissing Drake. He didn't talk about shooting him. He didn't talk about slapping him or doing any kind of physical harm to him whatsoever. Well, I take it back. Like there's certain references. So don't hold me to that. There's certain references and everything that was in there. But what he did do was he psychologically attacked this man's character. He did attack this man as a father. He attacked him as an artist. He attacked him as a mate. He attacked him. I guess, I thought he was talking about his cat, but it turns out that's the way they actually talk in Canada. So he talked about his nationality or hometown. He talked about his Somewhat mild zestiness. He talked about allegations, or not even allegations, but more so a factual thing that happened, that where this man Drizzy had to pay off somebody for allegations of something. You know, the whole name is a bar that points back to a show that he, or TV movie or whatever it was that he released about some teenagers being crack addicts and sleeping around with each other, basically like another version of Kids. Why would you put your name behind that, Drake? So it's a lot to unpack in 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Then he switched up 3 beats, and then that first beat, see, I don't know if y'all paying attention, but see, that bass line in there was like a march, like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, like this part is hitting. If ain't nothing else hitting, that part right there is that dum 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 dum. Oh, like it sounds like it's about to be a scrap going down. Like this is not want nobody like that. This is drop it, give me 50. Hey, drop it, give me 50. No, it's not that. This is something going down. This sounds like some fight scene music. That's what I like about that, man. And the stuff that he was saying on there, man. So if I gotta give it to anybody, of course I have to give it to this man that came ready for war when you was coming ready to dance. And then this morning, not as if the knife wasn't in there enough, he said we gonna peel this back another layer. And he just drove it just a little bit deeper and just and then I think the first half of that song, he was pretty much just letting everybody know, like, you know, not even letting everybody know. I think this is him talking to himself and talking to God like, hey, check this out. I know you want me to be blessed, but at the same time, what am I to do if it's a war in front of me and I can't fight? I gotta be, you know, I'm trying to be at peace, but I'm war ready because this is what you built me to be. And this is what I see in front of me. And this is what it is. So to the people that really vibe with me and feel that I'm supposed to be, you know, this peaceful kind of guy, and on the journey that I'm on, recognize I gotta take the shirt off and fight right now. Okay, let's get at it. Your mans, your homies, your peoples, your mans that's next to you, all them niggas working for me. That's how that just came off. Like, hey, so while you sitting there thinking that you on top dog, you this top guy, you the man that's up here, let me just let you know, your camp, OVO, hey, what'd you know? What would you think if you knew that they was working for me? What would you think if they knew that if you knew that your mans that's right next to you and your peoples that's right next to you are praying on your downfall? And this is info that I have. Oh, shouts to Cash Doll. Detroit represent. Oh, let's bring that part of it up. But no. It was you know, just peep that she knew what was going on, so she let it go. You know, but anyway, that's another story. It was a quick little blurb about that. And people's got to wondering, like, what the fuck is going on with that, you know? So, dog, this song had me looking, trying to figure out how to balance myself with the circadian rhythm. If you don't know, that's about following the lifestyle of waking up and sleeping in a pattern of which the sun rises and sets, when to get your sunlight, when to get your darkness. And I'm like, this is a very interesting subject that I wasn't even hip to. Wow. That's a journey that I kind of want to be on. I don't like alarm clocks. I want to wake up on my own, and I've found ways to do that on my own. But let me go ahead and combine with the way of the world and act like a plant does. That's what this song had me doing. Even though it's a diss, it put me up on G. And notice again, he still ain't talking about scrapping it out and boxing out with this dude. Now, what needs to happen next? I'm not even going to say what needs to happen next. What may possibly happen next is, because I think what was happening is Drake was in the mode of preparing for whatever's to come next. And then 616 happened. Which is your entendre that he was asking for. It's the day of Father's Day. It's the day that Nicole Brown was found slain, or something tying in with that. That's why the picture was a glove. There is the Bible verse from Revelations. And then there's also, it was one more thing. I think it was, it's Tupac's birthday. How could I forget that? It's Pac's birthday. And then also, it was the show that he released. It released on 6/16. So this is like a quintuple entendre of like five like things that got added in to one. Okay, so now, how smart does that make Kendrick out to be when it comes down to this type of warfare? Because you got to remember, in war, you're going to have somebody that's just going to run up in there and just start swinging and stabbing and all the rest of the stuff, or you're going to have somebody that's going to sit back and notice, I'm going to attack here, then I'm going to attack here, then I'm going to attack here. I think what just happened is, and somebody even told me this, he should have dropped 616 first and then came back with Euphoria. No. You know why? Because this is what happens. Euphoria is the bomb. You drop the bomb on them, or you come through and hit them with your heavy artillery, which was that dum, 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 dum. Now that that's over with, and the bodies is all laid out peacefully, whoever is still laying there, crawling, trying to get away, or still happening to survive the big harshness that is going down. Pat, 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 pat. You finished the job. Headshot. Pat. Sorry for your loss. Pat, pat. That's what just happened with 616. Drake hasn't even responded yet. Does he have something to say? I'm sure of it. But let the record show. I don't want to take that off. I'm repping ND. Alma mater. Let the record show. Drake went against Common. Didn't respond. Stood on stage, said a speech. That was it. No song. Later on, he happened to hop on a song with, I think it was 2 Chainz or somebody else, and then had the nerve to decide to say something that he had to say. But Common still stood strong and took that W. Pusha T. Drake releases a song. Pusha comes back. Pusha releases Story of Adidon. And everybody's waiting on Drake. In walks Jay Prince. Yeah, man, I told him that, not to do that. I told him to stop this stuff and everything. And I got mad love for Jay Prince. I did a YouTube video talking about this. I got mad love for Jay Prince, man, but I was not feeling the fact that he stepped in on that battle. So now you got Kendrick. And this is something that they've been picking at for the longest. They've been picking here and there. They just been poking the bear at each other, just waiting like, when is it finally going to do? It's like sitting in a room and a gnat is flying around, buzzing in your ear. You swat at it, and swat at it, and swat at it. Then finally get to the point you like, hey man, stop. Where the spray at? Or you go and you take and you set up the bombs around the house and you let it spray. You going to kill everything in here. That's what it got to. Now, let me also say this, because somebody brought this up to me as well. Like, Drake is going to have to come at Kendrick's neck. Okay? How? How, Sway? Because you got to look at Kendrick is not the kind of guy that's talking about flashing money, messing with hoes, and doing all the rest of this, you know, high fly, flashy stuff. He's talking about being a grown man and an adult. He's talking about being all the things that you're supposed to do. He said in this song, like, I'm still trying to be blessed. I like when you doing the dancing music. Back to back, I like that record. Like, you know, he's giving them props where it need to be given props. But he also said, just stop with the tough guy act. Don't try to be tough. Do what's working, because we like that, Drake. That's cool. Be that. So now, what is being said is Drake got to come back and got to go on his neck. How does he do that? I don't know if y'all ever seen the old school movie Crossroads. It was a movie called Crossroads, and it had Ralph Macchio in there, and it was like an old blues battle that went down. He was playing guitar and all the rest of that stuff, and it was called Cutting Heads. Basically, it's two guys with guitars going head up, playing song for song, riff for riff, all the rest of that stuff. And then it finally got down to where Ralph Macchio pulls off this classical song and was just going, just was hitting. Fingers was moving back and forth, mixed it in with a little bit of rock, a little bit of blues, and just pulled it off. And when he was done with it, everybody was silent. And the dude he went against tried to do the same exact thing, and it didn't work. He failed because he recognized the only way that he can try to beat him was to actually beat him. And even though he had been crushing the whole time, Ralph Macchio comes with this haymaker, and he like, oh, he hit me with something. Oh, I gotta hit him back. See, that's what the difference is when you in a fight. So now, I'm saying the same thing for Drake. If Drake tries to come the same exact way Kendrick is going to happen, it's going to fall off. It's going to be a dud. It's not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, Drake. Drake, you probably ain't going to hear this, but I'm telling you right now, it's not going to work. You have to find some other way. And I don't know that way. I can't see that way. Only you might know that way, and I'm going to still tell you, regardless of what you do, it's not going to end well. It's not. It's just not. So, I can say this, and I told somebody, they're like, this is a horrible battle. And I'm like, you're not looking at this properly. You're not looking at this in a way that's, you know, that's more logical. And I don't know if the person got offended. I don't know. I really don't care. But it's the thing is, I am a rap artist. I have made and created diss songs. Multiples. I have been in multiple battles. I have been standing there toe to toe with somebody, having to think psychologically, how am I going to take this dude out? Because you know what's on the line? My name. My pure name. Everything that's about me is on the line right now. And if I lose this, what happens? Because this is a sport where it's only about the top dog. It's like wrestling. Whoever's going for the belt. everybody's going for the belt, but whoever's sitting at the throne, the crown is heavy. So I am the type of person that has to develop something to say and something to come back with and something to hit this person with. And it doesn't matter what you have to say about what you think a battle should sound like. It doesn't matter what you actually want to hear. It doesn't matter what it is that you actually want to bring into your ears to make you feel as if you're satisfied with what I got to say. Because you know what does matters is what my opponent hears, what my opponent feels, and how I touch him. How I make him tap out. How I make him 1, 2, 3. How I make him hit the mat. All that yelling, kicking like this, punching like this, all that goes out the window because I'm right here toe to toe with this man, not you. You just watch it. Sit back and watch the show. Don't tell me how to box this dude. Don't tell me how to fight this cat. Don't tell me how to come at his neck. Don't tell me what I need to do. This is me. I gotta fight this fight. And this is how I'm about to win. I don't care if it's me with a slow song starting at the beginning, and then it's gonna build up to and then I gotta come back with another slow RZA style song, and I just talk to this dude. Let's see, that's the thing. In a fight, you sometimes lose yourself. And the first person to lose is the person that loses himself. You go off the rails. You go away from what's trained. You go away from what you developed. You go away from what you learned. You go away from all that you picked up. You leave yourself. And what happens is, anytime that there's room for opposite opinion that makes yours wrong, that is when you're losing. That's why this battle is great. Because you're witnessing this right here and right now. I appreciate every minute of it. I appreciate everything that's going on with it right now. For a second, I'm looking like, why is it that we only pay attention when somebody is battling? But it's the sport. It's the game. That's all it is. There's nothing wrong with going for the top. There's nothing wrong with shooting for the stars. And if somebody is in my way, then I'm coming at you too. And if anybody's with you, I'm coming at them too. And if any one of them is still crawling around after everything is done, then fat, pat, pat, no mercy. I got this score going in Kendrick's favor. We'll see what the actual outcome is. But if I'm a betting man, I know what has happened. And I know what's about to go down after this. There won't be any champagne popping. That's just my opinion. And if I'm wrong, I own up to the fact if I'm wrong. So be it. But people watch my reactions because they know I'm right. And I know what I'm saying because I've been there, so I know I'm right. I just want to see the rest of it pan out. You'll be hearing a lot more from me. Oh, and the update, yeah, I did what I said I was going to do. I was knocking down 10 pounds in 1 week. I'm halfway there. I said it. That's severe. But anyway. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Volcano Tech Health and Audio right here. And I'll be back with a whole lot more because I got a lot more I need to share. Peace and love. And also, going to be coming out with a new podcast. Probably coming up next week. Me and your boy Oplex, we about to get it in. Make sure you stay tuned in for that. It'll be live right here on Volcano Tech Health and Audio. See y'all. Peace.